Hey, it's Derek from Ideal Body, and today we're going to talk about how you can lose weight eating whatever you want. Let's do it. So one of the questions I get all the time is, can I really lose weight eating what I want? Obviously, that's a bit of a loaded question because everybody means a little something different when they say, can I eat whatever you want? If you want to eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then no, it's extremely unhealthy for you, number one, and it's going to lead to a lot of inflammation and other problems down the road for you. So while you could maybe find a way to lose weight while still eating pizza all day long, it's definitely not the way to go for the long-term results. So for me personally, over the weekend, I had 2 birthday parties. So I went to my niece's birthday party on Saturday. She just turned 7. Guess what we had? Pizza and ice cream cake. The day after that, we went to my mom's house. It was her birthday. Guess what we had? Pizza, cake, and ice cream. So the 2 days before shooting this video, I had pizza, cake, and ice cream. And I didn't want to be the guy that went there and said no to the pizza, no to the ice cream. I don't want to be the party pooper. If you're going out to parties or work events or things like that, yes, you can just say no to those foods. But a lot of the time, eating those foods is fun, and it's a way to, socialize with other people, and it's a way to enjoy some of the foods that you want. So there is a way to do it without completely, ruining your results or instantly putting on 5 or 10 pounds. It doesn't really work that way. So there is a system around which you can do that while still eating the food you want. So what I like to do is identify within a week how many of those, cheat meals I want to have. So it's a balance, so you're not eating, junk all day long, but you can start adding in those foods that you want. So for me, where I'm personally at, I take about once a week that I kind of let myself go and eat whatever I want. And it's usually going out for ice cream with our kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So my 3-year-old Elena is really getting on to the desserts. So she always wants to go to the ice cream shop, and she wants us to take her to the ice cream shop. And she says, if I pick up my toys, can we go to the ice cream shop this week? So, once every weekend we usually go out for ice cream, and that's kind of where I plan to have my cheat meal. Where you're at, if you're constantly eating, junk food and unhealthy foods, for most of your meals, maybe it's you scale that back a little bit and you start having, half of your meals healthy, half of them you can still enjoy yourself. And you'll kind of start where you're at and not completely go cold turkey, and then just start adding in the healthier foods as you go. So you can do, one meal a week, 2 meals a week, 3 or 4, but the idea is to actually plan it in advance. So I know on Saturday I'm probably going to go out for ice cream, or on Sunday we're going to go out to brunch as a family. So I know that's coming ahead, that's down the road, so I can plan for it in the days ahead by eating healthier leading up to it. So again, I had pizza on Saturday, I had pizza on Sunday, I had ice cream cake, I had cake and ice cream throughout the weekend, but I went into it with a plan. So I told myself going into Saturday, I'm gonna have 2 pieces of pizza. So before that I had, some cheese, some turkey, some foods that is gonna help me fill me up, so I'm not, when the pizza comes, I'm not, just grabbing it and, shoveling 5 pieces into my mouth because I'm so starving and I'm so hungry. So before you go to these events or parties or, work things, whatever it is, eat a little bit beforehand with healthier, higher fat foods that are going to help fill you up. So again, cheese, any type of meat or a hamburger patty, things like that. Cooking something in coconut oil, like having some, veggies cooked in coconut oil or butter or something like that. Anything that's going to help fill you up a little bit while you can still enjoy the foods as you eat later on. So that's step number 1, is just planning for it and then knowing what you're going to do going into it. So you can say, I'm going to have 1 piece of cake and then it's done. I'm going to have, 1 or 2 drinks and then it's done. Like, you go into it with a certain plan, and when you have that plan, you're much more likely to stick with it rather than, oh, we're having pizza there. Well, I guess my diet's out the window. Next thing you know, you're 8 pieces in, and now you're looking at cake, and then you have 2 pieces of cake, and then you leave the party feeling gross, and your husband or your wife has to stroll you out to the car and help you get into your car because your stomach is about to burst. So if you just have a simple plan going into it, it's so much more easier to do. A couple weeks ago, we went out for Father's Day brunch. So we went out to brunch. I like to let myself go, during brunch, go up, have a couple trips to the buffet, have some desserts afterwards. So I knew that we were gonna have brunch around 10 o'clock. So the night before, I stopped eating at about, 6 p.m. So I wanted to get a little bit of a fast in there before brunch. So I had, a 14 to 16 hour fast before we ate. So what that does is it helps create a fat burning environment in your body. So it keeps your insulin levels super low. If you're not eating, your body can't release insulin, and the lower your insulin is, the more fat burning environment you have in your body. So I prepared. I did a 14 to 16 hour fast going into it, and then I had about 2 hours before we went out for brunch, I had what I call my green tea drink. So it's green tea with 1 to 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. Now you can use something like coconut oil, or some people put butter. I always thought putting butter in your coffee or your tea is a little bit weird, but if it tastes good to you, go for it. But a healthy fat source in your morning coffee or your morning tea will help curb the hunger cravings, will help give you a little bit of fat to run on along with your stored fat, because when you're not eating, when there's not calories in your body just turns to your stored fat. So you're not starving yourself, you're just getting to the stored fat, which is there for a reason. It's stored away to be used for energy later on. So you start dipping into your fat stores, and you can have the coffee with 1 to 2 tablespoons. I like the heavy whipping cream. It tastes great, and you can add it in there. It makes it taste a little bit better. So I did that, 2 hours before we went out for the brunch. So, if you're going out for a brunch or a lunch or a dinner or a party, 1 to 2 hours beforehand, have a cup or 2 of coffee with the coconut oil or the heavy whipping cream. Don't dump 3 cups in there. Do a tablespoon or 2. That goes a long way, and do that, and you'll notice that you won't be, super starving when you go to these events or things like that. So it's really just planning ahead of time, coming up with a plan, for yourself, actually talking to yourself, going into the party with some intentions like, okay, I'm gonna have 1 or 2 drinks, I'm gonna have, 1 or 2 slices of pizza, I'm gonna have 1 or 2 desserts, whatever it is, and then you're not gonna go overboard. And when you combine that with actually planning ahead of time with, eating a little something beforehand, snacking on some nuts before you go to the party, adding a little bit of a cheese along with that, or, some berries or something like that, those are all great foods that you can eat beforehand. And then when you get to the party, you can still enjoy yourself, you can still eat the foods you want, but you're not just like starving, you're not ravenous, you're not grabbing everything and shoveling everything into your mouth, and then before you know it, you're just super stuffed and you just put down like 4,000 calories without even trying. So the key is just to plan it ahead. You can still eat the foods that you want, but eat a little bit of higher fat foods beforehand, or do a little bit of fasting beforehand, and that'll really help, create that fat burning environment in your body to where when you eat these foods, it doesn't completely, ruin your results or throw you off track. So just plan ahead, know what you want to get out of so just plan ahead, start taking small steps, take 1 to 2 cheat meals a week, and that way you're not depriving yourself, you're still eating the foods that you want, but it's not all day, it's not every day, you're cutting back, you're starting to eat more healthier foods, and then you'll be able to stick with that long term, because again, you're not going cold turkey, you're not, cutting out pizza or ice cream or pasta for the rest of your life, you're just choosing to eat it, fewer and fewer times and at specific times during the day. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button below, comment below with anything you want me to cover in future videos, and hit the subscribe button, because I'm putting out new videos every single week to help you burn fat and lose weight faster than ever. And what I decided to do is, since you took the time to watch this video, I'm gonna give away my new system on how to triple your fat burning overnight, 100% free to you, for simply taking the time to watch this video. So go ahead, click the link below, let me know what your best email address is, and I'll send this over so you can start losing anywhere from 2 to 10 pounds in the next 7 days by using this simple system that doesn't require any exercise.